Okay, welcome back to Kimbo's Crafts. I'm Kimbo and this is my channel where I post all things craft related, mostly making things. This week I'm going to be doing a little bit of a different thing here, as you might have noticed from the title. This is my haul from the closeout sale at the JOANNs in my town, actually. So if you're not if you're living under a rock and you're not aware, Joannfabric has filed bankruptcy and is going through closing out all of their stores. So there's deals across all the JOANN stores, but unfortunately they're never coming back. So this is kind of a, how would I put this? It's kind of just sort of a melancholy kind of situation to me. I know I stress that I prefer shopping at Michael's, and that's because with paper crafts and those sorts of things that I'm currently interested in, the supply is just better at the Michael's in my town. But I have a long relationship with JOANN's that goes back 20 plus years. And so I kind of want to share that with you while I go through what I was able to get at this local closeout sale. To start, I just want to say if you can hear the dripping outside my window, it is spring. I apologize, I can't get it to stop, but the snow is melting, which is a good thing. So might hear a little bit of drumming in the background. This is a cardboard paper wrapped box. They have plenty of them. It is bee themed. I'm big into bees, in case that hasn't come up yet. So it's rather large. I don't know how well it's going to come up with how tall it is to the table here, but they've got plenty of these, at least in my store. I'm going to assume they're everywhere. I think they're currently 40% off, so I went and grabbed two. This is just how I like to store a lot of my craft supplies, so it worked out really well. And I think I'm going to put it over here off to the side as I pull things out. So yeah, most of the deals in our store right now are about there, less shadow. Most of the deals in the store right now are about 20 to 40% off. The actual deals that I was probably looking for the most were going to be in the yarn section. So for me, going back to when I first started going to JOANN's, my first time actually getting into crafts and what I would say getting hauls was going to JOANN's. My sister, one of her first jobs was at JOANN's, and I remember we were so excited about, I think it was 30% off. I can't remember, but I think the associates got a good deal. And we used to have just Rubbermaids full of yarn, which came in handy when later on we were going through college and working through stashes and maybe money wasn't so tight, or money was tight. So yeah, I would say Joannfabrics, what comes to mind is always fabrics and yarn. They had great selection, very affordable. In fact, at this point, if I go get fabric, I'm not sure where I'm going to go. They do still have a lot of fabric in store. I used to go there on Black Friday, I would say, to get their flannel deals, and I would make pillowcases, just all sorts of things. So as far as the loss to the crafting community that I can think of, it's just going to be where to go to get affordable yarn and fabric. That's like you can go and see it. I know there's online, and that's probably what did the most damage to their store, but it's just going to be different. So let's get into the box here. I got a range of things. So they had really good deals, I think 40% off on the paintable wood things, and so I decided to pick this up and then a couple of little wood cuts that I'm going to go ahead and paint and put on here. And then I think because I have a guest room, which is bee themed, big surprise, I have a guest room and I can like leave little notes for them, Wi-Fi passwords, something like that. I can make a little sign, and I think that'll be really cute for me to work on in the future. And yeah, it was just a couple of bucks because of the deal in that aisle. And actually, most of these things in this box, I'm going to say I paid less than $5 for. Some items, like the actual box, the actual bin itself, I think might have been 10, just because these are a pricier item and they were 40% off. But the little things that I were able to grab back in the back of the store where they had them in bins instead of hanging up, that's where I think I got my real steals. And like I said, in our local store, the actual yarn is just, the yarn thread stitchery section is just completely wiped out. I'm going to guess that's pretty common in a lot of the stores because that's what their real niche was. But I was able to pick up these stickers. Now this is hilarious. These were 25% off, but they were only $2 and they were in the kids section. But I was just thinking they're adorable. There's a whole bunch of them. I can think of a lot of uses that I can use on these cards, like, I mean, breakfast related things. There's croissants. I'm going to France soon on a trip, fun travel journal opportunity coming up, and just a lot of different things on here. And like I said, they were just a steal. So I'm pretty sure these will come up. Look for them later. Now, something else that came up. So like I said, their stickers were 20 to 25% off. And so I didn't actually go down the regular sticker aisle because it was still really well stocked, but I found a bin of Happy Planner stickers, which, as you can see, I got really happy grabbing. And the thing about these stickers is that I know that they're no longer available on Happy Planner. They were already clearanced before the sale started, and then they threw them in this bin. These are all, as far as I'm aware, especially these are not Happy Planner, but some of them are. Yeah, these are Happy Planner. These were available in Happy Planner. I know for sure, because I thought about getting them and then they weren't available anymore. And so I missed the opportunity, but then I was able to grab a whole bunch, and you never know when you're going to need letter stickers. Those come up a lot. I have just a lot of ideas for posters, fitness journals, those sorts of things, and I really like those stickers. Plus, they make good coverage on large 12 by 12 pages of scrapbooking pages. Other things I found for a steal, these stencils. I already have some other stencils that are bigger, but again, anything that's letters or numbers that I can snap up for a deal, because especially the paper ones, they don't last. If you use them once, maybe you can get twice because of how soggy they get from the paint or whatever you're using. Yeah, they're not as reusable as the plastic ones, but it's good to have them on hand. You never know when you might need them. And again, you never know when creativity is going to strike and you're going to use them. Now, like I mentioned, I'm going to France soon, so I did pick up some France-themed stickers. They were 20% off. I do think that I could have waited a little longer for maybe that side of the section of the store to get discounted more, but I wanted to make sure to be able to get a hold of some stickers that I would actually want to use. And Jolie's Boutique are some of my favorite for scrapbooking because they have that 3D element, but they're not thick 3D. Because sometimes you get 3D stickers and they have a foam behind layers of the sticker and they stick up a lot. And so they kind of deform the clear pages that you put, pages that you put your pages into inside of a scrapbook. They make them all warbly. So those aren't my favorite kind of 3D. These are like a hint of 3D. You can kind of tell they're not, they do have a little bit of foam, but not big, thick deforming of the page kind of 3D. And then here's another letter sticker sheet that I was able to find and grabbed out of the bin, because anything that was letter related, I grabbed, because if you've done a lot of scrapbooks, you know that you're going to use them a lot. Or table tents, posters. If you're doing, these would actually be really nice for like maybe a wedding sign. There's all sorts of uses for them, and it doesn't hurt to have them on hand when it comes time. And then the last thing I got is kind of funny. So in the sewing section, I really wanted to get something because I used to get stuff from the sewing section all the time, like the little stitcheries. That's how I got my learn how to embroider or learn how to cross stitch kit. They always had something like that. Latch hook rug kits, although they were out of those as well. But this is kind of nestled over in the corner. This is iron-ons that you can get where you just iron on a transfer of this design. It's just going to be like washout black gray, and then you can stitch over it in whatever your embroidery heart desires, right? So I've wanted to do these for a long time. I have a stack of towels for me to embroider that I never got around to getting anything for. And also, I brought my husband along to JOANN's, and so this was the part where I involved him more because he kind of was on his own looking at baskets and his own things. But here I wanted him to have insight into what we should get. And of course, I thought about this because of the bees. He likes a little bit of gnomes. So anyway, this is what I settled on. So I think I'll start getting back into embroidery, and this will just kind of be my little entry gateway. So yeah, that's just a few things that I got. Other things I got were just decorations, those sorts of things. But these were really craft related because I wanted to kind of, well, I wanted to go to JOANN's one more time. I wanted to share my last haul, you know, kind of remember all the hauls of the past. Like I said, I was kind of disappointed I didn't get any yarn. I do have plenty, but you never can have too many, right? So yeah, I had a good time looking around the store, picking up what I could. I mostly went with stickers because, again, those are really, really pricey. If you've ever bought full price stickers at JOANN's, they're about $5 starting. And so, yeah, I grabbed as many as I could because I use a lot of stickers. They're probably the #1 element that I go to for most scrapbook layouts. I always grab stickers because you never know when you can throw them in. They're really good filler. They're really good enhancers, I guess I would put it. And I didn't spend too much time in the paper crafting section because of the 20% off not being quite as high as maybe I would be interested in. So I might be going back to pick up just random sheets of paper. But other than that, I think I did pretty good. So I suggest everybody go out, find your local JOANN's if you haven't been there. I know like I said, I used to go shopping there all of the time when I was younger, a teenager, which is 20 years ago now. So obviously, I wasn't exactly helping them stick around by continuing to come by, but they do have a special spot in my heart, and I will be missed. So thank you again. This is Kimbo with Kimbo's Crafts. This is my channel. I share everything with you about crafts, craft news now, as far as store closures. And stick with me. In 2 weeks, we'll be back to my scrapbook working on Italy. Thank you. Bye-bye.